Hi guys! So anyone who has naturally curly hair knows how impossible it is to manage and maintain. So today's video is just a quick tutorial on how I curl my hair. Now I've already obviously curled this half, and this half is just been brushed out. So you can see it's pretty nappy and poofy. The products I'll be using in this tutorial are my Hot Tools curling iron, Curly Sexy Hair by Sexy Hair. Now this is a detangler. And I'll also be using Paul Mitchell Hot Off the Press as my heat protectant. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is just give yourself some nice heat protectant spray all over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and brush it out again. You can hear those tangles, and anyone with curly hair knows my pain. Now, I always like to section off my hair, and I'm not big on this. It doesn't really matter how you do it. It doesn't have to be extremely accurate. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take about the top half, and I'm going to wrap that up. Okay, let's get started. So I'll take a section, and I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's all about preference. Most people know what works best for their hair as far as how easy or hard it is to curl. And I'm just going to start curling. Now, what I do is you'll see that I take my strand and I apply the iron about center on my hair. And then I curl it and wrap up, and then I'm just going to continue to pull on the iron as I go to get the whole piece of hair curled. So I'm going to repeat this step on the rest of this layer. And now, once I've curled it, I just like to brush it out. This just gives it a more natural polished off, and you'll see some of it might frizz out, and so you can always retouch that up. But for today's purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it be. And then I'm going to move on to the top half of my hair. Now, depending upon how much hair you have, you might have to do it in more sections than I do. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to split the top half. Wrap that up. And again, brush it out. Now, if I were going out or was wanting a more polished style, I might make my sections a little bit smaller, but this is just for an everyday curl, so I just want it to have like a natural wave to it, nothing too fancy, nothing too polished. And if you don't want to brush through your curls, you can also just run your fingers through them to kind of connect the pieces, not like it looks so choppy and separated. And now I'm just going to do that same thing to the rest of my hair. Now once I've got to the front, I am going to spend a little bit more time on this, a little bit smaller sections for a little more polish, because I just don't want the front to look flat or choppy. So then, well, that works for my bangs. We're going to take this, now I'm going to pull front, wrap my iron straight up, then release. And we'll see a few little sections in here. I'm going to do this, I'm going to go ahead and fix those pieces. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with my bang and just pull forward, curl straight up, and release. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and brush out. Now you don't want to like be crazy with it. You kind of want to be gentle when brushing your hair. You don't want to ruin the curl. And then you can kind of decide if there are any pieces that you might want to redo. And then obviously you can style to preference if you want to pin back or whatever. So that's all there is to my hair curling routine for curly hair, and this would probably work for any type of hair. I've just found that with me and naturally curly hair, this is what works best. I'll go ahead and link descriptions of all the products that I used. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I hope you have a wonderful day.